Well, hey YouTube, good morning. Petey Twofinger here. I want to welcome the new subscribers. I know I've already done this. I'm going to be doing this. Thank you guys so much for paying attention to this channel. I really dwindled down. I kind of had a lot of ups and downs through the process. There's a lot of content here. Going back, there's a lot of stuff. Now, we had some negativity that was brought down by me. It was all my fault. I said some things I shouldn't have said about the online guitar community, and some people took that personally and came after me, which resulted in me shutting down the comments section. So that's can explain that if you're curious what that's all about. It's I was getting consistently thumbed down by a group of people, everything that I did, and they didn't confront me. Like me, if I have a problem with somebody, I'm going to say something to them, and then maybe we can work it out. I'm going to give them a chance. And if they just retreat and don't want to work it out, that means they were never my friend in the first place. And that's happened to me through this channel. It's happened before. So that's just one of those things in life. You know, you can't get along with everybody. And my whole thing with this channel was never to come on here and become a DIY channel, become a guitar music channel. It was just a place for me to keep stuff. Meaning, I go through computers. The way that I live my life is kind of, we don't have a big savings account, so as far as my gear goes, it's kind of feast or famine. Like, I'll get some stuff and put a computer together, and that'll be my new computer. This machine I'm on now, we found a chip, an i7 chip at a Goodwill, and I was like, it's kind of expensive. It was like $50, and we came back the next week, and it was still there, and it was half price. So I bought that chip, and I needed a motherboard for it, and we went through our fifth motherboard. We bought 4 bad motherboards off of eBay, and then got the good one. So yeah, because of the fact that I'm like harvesting hard drives that I got finding in dumpsters, out of jukebox servers, or broken computers I'm getting from donations from people. I've done a lot of upgrading in my life, and we're always like 10 years behind the curve of technology, of what's out there. So the idea of having a place that's going to host all these videos for me, and I never have to worry about that hard drive dying and losing them, is very appealing. Because coming into the internet, I started out with stuff that I had worked on as a kid with Super 8. We did animation, stop motion animation, where you click a frame. That was my job, to click a frame, and my brother would do the animation. And then we did like plot-based stuff. There's Sesame Sewer, which is a movie. It's children gambling, smoking cigarettes in a sewer, and there's a chase in it, dog poop, body falling off the high tension wires, the whole thing. And there's another one we did, Cry Baby Cry, where there's a meteor, and this kid's walking along. Guess who the kid is? Walking along the train tracks, and he finds this meteor, and there's a bracelet with a weird insignia. Puts that bracelet on and becomes evil. There's lines grow on my hand, and I'm shooting fireballs, and it's this tale of kind of like Laser Blast. If you remember that movie, that was in the theaters at the time. We had seen the preview, which was infinitely better than the movie. So we had that stuff, as well as when video cameras came out. We had footage of band stuff. So my wife worked at a wedding video studio, and she was converting our old Super 8 stuff into VHS, which I later converted onto digital. So by the time YouTube arrived, I already had a whole cache of media that I could just upload. So that's the story behind this channel. As I went along, people started kind of coming and commenting, and I befriended those people, and I started to feel like I had a responsibility to try to share a little bit of knowledge, and do this like DIY thing that I really love doing. That pretty much how the story goes. I got hurt. I was working and I didn't have as much time for projects. And then I got hurt. I herniated some discs in my back. And for the first 2 years, I had hope I was going to get better, and I was miserable. I wasn't doing anything. I was just waiting to get better, and I was miserable. And at some point, I was completely like at the end of my rope, depression. And I thought, you know what? Why don't we sell some of the old stuff that we're not using anymore? So I sold my reel-to-reel stuff because I had a home studio, and bought components. I bought resistors, capacitors, and I mean when I say I bought them, we got everything. I've got a huge stock of parts here. So that turned into building amplifiers for outdoor, because we live in an apartment, and at the time the kids were young. We were making music with the family band, writing music, and we like to go to the woods and set these little battery amps up. By little, a lot of them had 12 and 15-inch speakers, so it ended up being not so little. But yeah, playing along with an Alesis SR-18 drum machine till we wore out that drum machine. We couldn't make any more music with it. 150 plus songs. So now the kids are grown. Our one daughter just had a baby. We don't see them as much because they've got their own lives.
Now we can't see anybody.
Now we can't see anybody. So the peanut gallery's here as usual. So that
I'll be here for a while.
So yeah, if you're curious about her, she plays bass in the duo. That's my wife, Gampty. So pretty much, YouTube was always a place for me that I could rely on to keep track of my life, to document what I was doing. And it's much more of a personal thing, but then I got to think, well, there's like people out there watching this stuff. So that changes it and gives me a responsibility to act a certain way. I can't swear because of YouTube, so it ends up turning into a thing. And I'm absolutely thrilled that people are here, but at the same time, I want to be real specific that, like, I'm not here all bitter that I only get a small amount of views. That's fine with me, because that's not the primary thing of why I'm doing this. And I've got to keep that in focus. Looking at the likes and the view count and all that will play with your head. It will, when you start realizing that there's money to be made in this, I think YouTube, that is unhealthy. It played with a lot of people. A lot of people saw other people like, hey, they're not working. They're just making YouTube videos, and that's living the dream. That's the new American dream, is your PewDiePie. You're making $17 million a year, and you're playing Minecraft. So it's important to me that people see me for who I really am, and they don't think that I'm this bitter, angry guy that's got the comments shut off because I didn't, I fell a little short of my Hollywood dream. No. I'm a complete success. I reached under a lawnmower when I was a kid and lost these fingertops, and then I can listen to the music I've made, specifically the album. I release an album every year, so listening to 2020 or the double album that came out last year that Gomty played bass on, Digitally Delayed, or the year before, Minor Tech, or Can't Compete, or Analog Orphans, Destroy All Monsters, Crockapucky, 13, the double album I did with the family band, the self-titled Shrimpy and the Peas first album when my kid was singing when she was 4. I can listen to that stuff and it really quickly puts me in a position of feeling like I've accomplished my goals. So that's kind of the standard that I hold everything to, is that. So having this channel and realizing that really, hey, there really isn't many people that have exposed themselves to that. That's frustrating when I start looking at it like, well, I've got this audience, but they're familiar with me from watching me sit in black and white on this format and run my mouth. It's like, if you only took a time to click on one of those albums and listen, you would be able to hear what it all amounts to. All this building the pedals and learning about guitar tone and playing around with amps and making music. So that's what I'm asking you to do. If you're new here and you think you're going to stick around, make sure you check out one of my albums. So yeah, that's what this channel is all about. It's kind of all over the place, and I can't really apologize for that. So just take it what it is. I do these recommend videos. I do soup reviews. I do rant videos where if something, I do avoid videos if something comes out and I think it's appealing and it turns out to be terrible. I'll tell you to avoid it. So there's part of it where I am like performing to an audience. I'm making a video specifically for you. And that's what this video is. I'm going to make another video today, a healthy recommend video, to give you some stuff to check out while you're YouTubing. Some chunkier stuff, some longer stuff that I got off on, that if you're here and you're digging on what's going on here, hopefully this would be some stuff that you are not familiar with, you haven't seen, that you would enjoy. And that's the stuff that I try. You'll never hear me doing a thing on Star Wars. I'm not going to recommend you something that everybody else is talking about. I try to be realistic and leave that type of heavy lifting to the pros, techs, and experts. But I've got a Star Wars rant video from 2014 or 2015 where I predict what Disney was going to do when they screw the pooch with Star Wars. And I recommend you watch that. It's called R2-D2 Hack and Star Wars Rant. It's a great video. Specifically talk about the hyperspace jigaboo, or what is it called?
What?
Hoopla, hyperspace hoopla, which is the live wrap-off in space that they do at Universal Studios or Disney. Probably would be Disney, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, we're at 13 and a half minutes. I'm going to do another one of these today. I'm going to do a recommend. I realize I'm throwing a lot of content out there. If you watch this to the end, I really thank you, and again, welcome you guys to my channel. But also want to stress, check out the recommendation video, because there's going to be enough in there, and I guarantee you can pick one that you could watch today or tonight, and you could really dig it and enjoy it quite a bit. So a huge middle finger to the people who had stalked this channel and consistently thumbed me down for so many years. And huge thumbs up and a warm welcome to the new people. I do care about you. I know I always say, oh, this isn't about me becoming the next YouTube guy, but I do know that people are here, and I want to meet you. I want to become friends with you. I want us to be able to have that relationship. If you want that, if you want to, like, have the comment thing and email, because I've had that before with people. I've met people on this thing that I consider my friends. They've demonstrated to me that they are my friend. So a huge thumbs up to those people. I always like to say good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, because I try to think about considering attempting to try to take the high road when I'm online rather than just F you is something that I'm working on. And I think we all could work on that a little more. So that's what that good thoughts, good words, good deeds is all about. It's something I read about, this weird Zoroastrianism, this weird, like, first religion that kind of started Christianity. That was their motto. And I like that motto. I'm not a Zoroastrian guy. I don't like put on some hat and go in my crystal pyramid or anything. Although that sounds pretty dope, doesn't it? Okay, you guys. Peace.